Alright everyone, this is a rant video. This is my pre-Shadowkeep things that annoy me about Destiny rant video. Is it full of hot takes that you maybe won't like? Yes. Is it a good idea to put it out before Shadowkeep? Probably not. Is it going to be toxic? Probably. Did I make this video because I played Iron Banner for 10 hours the other day and needed somewhere to flush out my anger? Yes. Here we go. Gonna start with PvP. For a while, I didn't really pay much attention to PvP, which is why I've never discussed PvP metas or state of PvP or anything like that. In fact, for the most part, outside of a couple of outliers, I thought things were mostly fine until the most recent Iron Banner. And then I had my, well, this isn't actually as fun as I really remember. This is actually not great moment. I realized that after about 2 to 3 minutes after a match starts, when the first supers start to pop, I pretty much stop having fun in that match, in quick play. I've had this feeling for a while, but it never really clicked until recently that I don't actually like this. For the rest of a match, I spend my time not fighting other people, but rather running away from constant, broken, roaming supers in hopes of maybe finding a 1v1 gunfight and not dying. I spend my time trying to find out who does not have power ammo. By the time everyone's supers are maybe finally gone, the next wave is starting right up. Stack on 5 super mods and pump action, since let's face it, it's stupid to be sniping right now, and the problem grows. It is a snowball. The game snowballs out of control, and the match turns into running away instead of shooting guns at people. It literally feels like mayhem mode sometimes. Some roaming supers just last way too long for the most part, and then some are just real bad. I should not be getting killed by the same super twice before it's over. Not to mention how difficult it is to combat these supers. Good luck trying to snipe a Spectral Blade, a Dawn Blade, or a Bottom Tree Striker when they can literally never stop moving to kill players incredibly fast. When you do hit that headshot, don't worry because they're probably not going to die to it either. Orb generation is a huge factor in rampant roaming supers. Because so many supers are roaming, your kill potential is through the roof, which can potentially mean a lot of orbs and means your team can snowball even harder. The sad thing is that so many times it's felt so close to actually having some semblance of class balance that 1 or 2 tweaks to really strong things would get it to where nothing really felt super broken. But we never get these small class adjustments during a season that we need. Spectral Blades was busted for how long? Dawnblade is still this good after how long? Bottom Tree Striker Titan, did anyone even look at that in PvP before it went live? Did no one use it a single time and think, you know, maybe this is a little too much? Literally day 1, anyone could have told you, yeah, this is busted, maybe bring it down a bit. Then by the time those things get adjustments, something else will get completely overtuned, and we get stuck with a different super being insane for a full season when all we need are small adjustments more often. I wish Bungie could do hotfixes to these things. Unfortunately, I just don't know what it takes to make something like that happen. I know it's probably more difficult than we realize, but it doesn't change the fact that it's super frustrating. Power ammo. When the hell is power ammo going to stop? Does Truth need 3 rockets? Do we need machine guns with 60 rounds in them? It is so easy to snowball the power ammo as well, constantly fighting against impossible matchups. When machine guns have scout rifle range, there's no competition. There's 0. Machine guns have been unchecked in PvP since their launch. In fact, power ammo is the reason I will never touch Gambit or Gambit Prime ever again. Until power ammo is adjusted, I will never play Gambit of my own volition because I think it has ruined the game mode. Do we need power ammo 30 seconds into a match in quick play? Do we need it to drop that many times per match? I'm not saying Destiny 1 was perfect, but at least back then, you knew when it was going to drop, everyone had their 30 to 60 seconds of madness, and then you went back to normal for the rest of the match. In Destiny 2, you never know who is going to have power ammo at any given moment. It ruins the flow of the game, there's no consistency, it's just chaos the entire time. Really have enjoyed playing against crouching wallhack spectral hunters camping power ammo for the entire game, but maybe it's time to give it a rest. Counterpoint, Dado, Destiny 2 Year 1 was bad because it was too slow. And now you think it's too fast? Now you think it's too chaotic? Here's the thing. When we rotated from the old system to the new system, we had supers and abilities get updated, the weapon system get updated, heavy machine guns were not a thing, the amount of players in a match increased by 50%, and maybe 2 new maps that actually accommodates for 12 people in a PvP match, with one being a remake, Convergence, aka Pantheon. You know how when you do an experiment, you're only supposed to change one variable at a time so that you know what each variable can do to the experiment? Yeah, that didn't happen. I'm not saying that's what should have happened. I'm saying that when you have that many things happen at once, adjustments might need to be made to compensate. I would love to see a middle ground. Getting a super only once per match did kind of suck, but we've since doubled the amount of supers in a match and added more people to a match on maps not designed for that many people. D1 didn't feel like madness because most supers were done pretty quickly, so it felt fine to get multiple supers in a match, and the maps were actually balanced for 6v6. We can solve that map issue pretty quickly though. Time for Rusted Lands to come back, time for Twilight Gap, Where is Frontier, Widow's Court. I think Widow's Court was teased in the Shadowkeep trailer. How about competitive and the hot pile of nothing that it is? Here's my take for competitive in Destiny 2. Either give it the features that it needs to be something, or just remove it completely from the game and give back trials instead, because at least some people want trials. Competitive is as bare bones of a mode as it could possibly be in a video game. No protection against non-full lobbies when a game starts. Matchmaking's all over the place. A poor excuse of a ranking system. No placement matches. The only thing keeping competitive alive are pinnacle weapons, which have now introduced one of the most obnoxious loadouts in Destiny's history in Mountaintop and Recluse. I hope you're all ready to deal with Mountaintop Recluse for the next, what time is it? Forever. Hope you enjoy people jumping up and down a lot. If competitive is not going to get the support that it needs, just drop it. 17 people will miss it. It needs features or it needs to be dropped. I'm also not even going to talk about the rampant cheating that goes on, including, but not limited to, account sharing, win trading, and kill trading that feels like it is ignored. But Mountaintop is a terrible quest, Dado. Yeah, I get it. Spare me. This take is a little hot as well. It's probably time to nerf double scavenger perks in PvP specifically. If I plan correctly, I can run around with special ammo for an entire game. Lord of Wolves was in part ridiculous because if you run around with double scavenger, you'll scoop up so much ammo that you'll never need to use a primary. Also, anyone feel like when Bungie said that they were going to nerf Lord of Wolves after the first Iron Banner, they meant, you know, before the next one would happen? As if Iron Banner doesn't bring out the worst in people already? Kind of feels bad on that. Anyway, back to scavenger perks. I don't think double scavenger is really necessary, although this is something that's kind of lower on my priority list. A single scavenger perk should give you enough ammo if you're fragging the hell out, but maybe not so much that you could use a special weapon for an entire match. So, what would I like to see going into Shadowkeep PvP-wise? Bring back more 6v6 oriented maps, tone power ammo way the hell down, ease up on supers somehow so that PvP is more shoot and less oh god supers are everywhere and this is insanity, and make competitive actually into something. You know, anything. I think at this point the systems I would like the most for the next attempt at PvP would be the ammo economy and weapon systems of Destiny 2 with the supers and heavy ammo of Destiny 1. Next, we're going to go to PvE, and this is not a take that's going to make me any friends. I know, this is going to be a PvE is too easy complaint, so if you're not in that boat at all, you might as well just shut off the video now. I am tired of Well of Radiance and auto reload turning the game into easy mode. We are power creeping so hard. It's been said a million times by now, but Well of Radiance has just replicated the issue that Titans had in Destiny 1 by having something so good that it's literally all you're ever allowed to use. Ever. All of the game's difficulties can be avoided by stacking Warlocks. Oh, and it's way better than what Titans had in Destiny 1. And with Lunafaction boots doing what they do, if you're a PvE Warlock, you are stapled to Lunas and Well forever. For some people, you might like that, you might like running a support build, and that's fine. To me, I'm tired of it. Now, could I run other things and still be fine? Yeah, it'd be okay. Would my fire team be happy about it? Probably not, because now it means we maybe can't one-cycle raid bosses, which has become the new normal. No longer something that is done through perfect execution and precision. Nope, just bring a couple of wells, lunas, and rally barricades, and we're good to go. Don't get me wrong, one-cycling bosses is fine, but what I don't think is fine is how quickly it happens and how easily it is done. I had someone ask me a while back if Destiny 2 raids are easier than their Destiny 1 counterparts after they've been learned, and the answer is absolutely yes, and that is due to Well of Radiance, auto-reload, and the ability to one-cycle bosses through crazy powerful weapons. Is this a back in my day segment, Dado? Really, we're doing this right now? Bet your ass it is. I remember being very impressed when my team was able to one-cycle the War Priest at one point. That wasn't a normal occurrence. You needed good shooting and good class composition to make that happen. Some bosses in the past actually used to be threatening during damage phases, even with Ward of Dawn. Templar and Atheon could both destroy you if you misstepped. War Priest could kill you. Golgoroth's Cursed Thrall could kill you. Oryx was slightly, a little hurtful, a tiny bit. Even Callus with his bomb attack, Argos with the Harpies, and Valk'Or with missiles. Riven? Mouth open, just standing there. Insurrection Prime, completely disabled with a couple of dregs around. Galron just sits there with some weak thrall that spawn in. Well of Radiance was brought into the game where bosses are at their least lethal during the most impactful time of a boss fight. When we didn't have Well of Radiance, if you wanted the same effect, you needed 2 Warlocks to both use their abilities, and they only lasted for 15 seconds. Well stacking cures all problems. Also, I missed the part of Riven where you drop down and have to shoot the weak spots. It's the best part of the whole fight. You never get to see it anymore. Feels bad. Bungie has outright said that they designed boss fights and encounters around this stuff because if they didn't, bosses would be crushed even more. Reckoning was designed with Well in mind, among other things. Everything has to be designed with the knowledge that people will be near unkillable during a damage phase on a raid boss, will have upwards of 100% bonus damage through buffs and debuffs, and will be able to auto-reload their weapons for the entire duration of a damage phase. If a well happens to run out, don't worry, because Phoenix Protocol ensures that you have the ability to sit in a permanent well. Look at Heroic Menagerie bosses, if you're trying for a flawless. The only way you're threatened in a well is if you get one-shotted, or if there is so much stuff shooting you that the well can't out-heal it. This is what Bungie needs to resort to in order to threaten you as a player. Outside of a well, good luck surviving anything in Heroic Menagerie at the higher levels. I know that if I'm going to be overrun by damage, I'd rather it be because a lot of ads are shooting at me doing little bits of damage than 2 or 3 ads insta-killing me because that's the only way that they can. Now, if you remove auto-reload from the game, what happens to Rally Barricade? Great question. No idea. You'd have to make it do something else. You could weaken the effect of the auto-reload, how fast it reloads, but then we still have auto-reload and it would still probably be the best thing. Off the top of my head, I don't know what would happen to Rally Barricade, maybe make it more of a defensive option. I know it already technically blocks damage from certain attacks. Doesn't feel like it does sometimes though, even though I know it's actually working. Whew, okay, I feel better. Wow, that is it. Bungie, it is time to see what you got for us. Start dropping some bombs here. What do you got? Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.